Hello, everyone. I am so happy you are here with me today. Today, we are going to practice English together in a very fun and powerful way. Are you ready to improve your English speaking step by step and feel more confident when you talk? Let us begin with a beautiful practice method called the shadowing technique. Have you heard about shadowing before? Let me explain. First, you will listen to me carefully as I read each sentence. Then, you will repeat after me. Copy my tone, my speed, and my pronunciation, just like a shadow follows you. This method is very simple, but also very powerful. It will help you train your mouth, ears, and mind together, so that you sound more natural in English. Today's practice story is called The Unexpected Gift. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. Now, let us begin.
My name is Eleanor. I'm 24 years old. I work as a designer in a busy city. I love creativity and I take my job seriously. Every day I give my best effort. Last month, our company announced something special. They said, "We are starting a challenge. Each employee must prepare a short project and present it. The best project will win a special reward." I was excited, but I was also nervous. I really wanted to win, so I worked day and night. I stayed in the office late. I practiced many times. I created slides, I prepared notes, and I rehearsed again and again. Finally, the big day arrived. I wore a neat dress. I stood in front of my team. I spoke with confidence. I shared my design ideas. People clapped loudly. After all the projects, our director stood up and said, "I am proud of you all." But one person's project was truly outstanding. The winner is Eleanor. I was shocked. I could not believe it. The director smiled and said, "Your reward is a trip to Key West, Florida. A 3-day holiday, all expenses paid." Everyone clapped again. I smiled with joy. It was going to be my first trip abroad. That evening I went home. I told my parents about the prize. They hugged me with pride. My father said, "You worked hard, Eleanor. You deserve this gift." I packed my bag with excitement. The next morning, I left for the airport. The sun was rising. The sky looked golden. My heart was full of hope. At the airport, something unexpected happened. As I was checking my bag, 2 men tried to take my purse. I shouted for help. I was afraid. Suddenly, a young man rushed forward. He shouted, "Stop! Leave her alone!" He chased the men. They ran away. I looked at him. He was tall, with kind eyes. He asked softly, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yes, thank you so much." He smiled and said, "Please be careful. Some people here are not safe." I thanked him again. Then I quickly moved to catch my flight. When I boarded the plane, I found my seat by the window. I looked outside. The clouds were soft like cotton. I felt peaceful. After hours of flying, we finally landed in Key West, Florida. The air was warm. The sky was bright. I was so happy. I collected my bag and walked to the hotel bus. But then I froze. I saw someone familiar. It was the same young man who had helped me. He was on the same trip. He looked at me and smiled. He said, "Hello again. Looks like we're travelling together." I laughed and replied, "What a surprise." We sat on the bus. We began to talk. His name was James. He was 26 years old. He worked in another company. He had also won the trip. We talked about work. We talked about food. We laughed about travel stories. We shared our hobbies. We discovered many things in common. By the time we reached the resort, I already felt like I had known him for a long time. The resort was beautiful. Palm trees lined the path. The beach was white and soft. The sea sparkled under the sun. It felt like a dream. Each person got a private villa. Mine had a balcony with a view of the ocean. I left my bag in the room. I changed into a light dress. Then I walked to the beach. To my surprise, James was already there. He waved at me. We spent the afternoon together. We swam in the clear water. We drank fresh coconut juice. We laughed and enjoyed the moment. That night, the resort held a welcome party. There were lights, music and dancing. We sat by the beach. We talked about family and childhood. He told me about his dreams. I told him about mine. We laughed again and again. He looked at me and said, "You are very talented, Eleanor. I admire your energy." I felt shy. I said, "I am glad we met." That night, as I went to sleep, I thought about him. I did not know why, but my heart felt light. The next morning I woke up early. The sky was clear, the sea was calm. I opened my window and breathed the fresh air. It felt wonderful. After breakfast, the group went on a boat ride. The ocean was deep blue. We saw dolphins swimming nearby. Everyone clapped with joy. I took photos. James took photos too. We laughed when the dolphins splashed water on us. Later, we walked around the island. The sand was soft under our feet. The palm trees moved gently in the breeze. We talked about books. We talked about movies. We discovered more things we both liked. I was surprised at how easy it was to talk with him. At lunchtime, we ate grilled fish and tropical fruits. The taste was fresh and sweet. I looked at James. He looked at me. We both smiled. In the evening, the resort organised games. We played volleyball on the beach. We ran, we laughed, and we enjoyed the moment. After the game, we sat quietly on the sand. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and pink. The waves touched our feet. It was peaceful. James turned to me. He said softly, "You are different. I feel comfortable with you." I felt my heart beat faster. I replied, "I feel the same." The next day, we visited a waterfall. The water fell like silver. We stood under the spray. We laughed as the water splashed our faces. We took more photos. It felt like a dream. At night, there was a cultural show. People danced in traditional costumes. The music was beautiful. James and I sat side by side. We shared snacks. We whispered jokes. I felt happy. But in my heart, I was also confused. I was beginning to like him. Did he feel the same way? On the last evening, there was a farewell dinner. The tables were set on the beach. There were candles. There was soft music. The stars shone brightly in the sky. I wore a white dress. James wore a blue shirt. We sat together. We talked about life, family, and dreams. Then suddenly fireworks lit the sky. Everyone clapped and cheered. A few minutes later, soft rain began to fall. People ran to cover, but James and I stayed. The rain touched our faces. The waves touched our feet. It was magical. He looked at me. His eyes were gentle. He said slowly, "I don't know what this is, but I feel very close to you. You are more than just a friend." I smiled. I whispered, "I feel the same." He held my hand. We stayed there in the rain without words, only feelings. The next morning we packed our bags. It was time to return. At the airport, James looked at me. He said, This is not goodbye. This is the beginning. I nodded. My heart was full of hope. We returned to our cities. We kept talking every day. We met on weekends. Slowly, our bond grew stronger. We did not rush. We took time. We learned about each other's strengths and weaknesses. One day, James asked me, "Will you be my partner?" I said yes. That moment, I remembered the challenge at work. I remembered the reward. I smiled. Because the real gift was not the trip. The real gift was him. The gift I never expected. Great job! You completed the story. Now go back, listen again, and repeat each line slowly. This will help you improve your speaking, listening, and pronunciation. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you for practicing English with me. See you in the next lesson.